Hi guys, Caleb from Grouphunt, and today we're here to talk about the Koowheel's electric longboard. So the guys at Koowheels were actually really cool. Pause for silent effect. To lend us this board to really just go and test it out and see if it really lives up to the videos. This is just a first impression first on what the board looks like. I mean, it's quite hefty. Just holding it, you can do like, wow, a lot of weight, it's a bit. So I think it's mainly because of the motor at the bottom. So if you have a look at the base, I think one thing that stands out in terms of the other boards that I've seen is that the motor is actually in the wheels. So you don't have the standard belt that you usually see on the other boards like the boosted boards. Everything is really built in the wheel. I think this is really good because if anything goes wrong with the motor, you can easily swap out the wheels and just change them. Alright, now let's talk about the battery. So the battery takes out largely the most part of the board. So if you take it out, I can feel that pretty much all the weight actually is here. So I've seen videos where they've opened up this battery and it's basically cells after cells like lined up in one row. So everything is really chock full of battery cells to get as much energy as you can. So installing it actually, you just slide it into this container. So it has a nice solid metal grille and you have rubber protected against shock. Because you know in the skate you're going to have rocks that are coming out and hitting it and you don't want it to hit any of the electronics. So you're going to fix the battery in, you actually have screws here. You just screw it down. You actually have to kind of line them up because there's like a pin that goes through. Okay, and when the pin's in, you just lock it. So that locks the battery in place and you have a board that's good to go. So, I mean, just looking at the board right now, the wheels are nice. The wheels are quite, they're hard, yet you can feel that it's a bit of, what would I call it? I mean, it's rubber, so it can be compressed, but it's very tough. So I think that's going to give you quite a good cushioning when you're skating on the road. So I mean, longboards, as I understand, are meant for, you can use it on gravel, you can use it on pavement, but it's not like a normal skateboard, which it's not as stable. So this is a lot more stable because it's a lot longer, a lot bigger. I think one thing that is going to help me a lot, being someone who doesn't skate, is that the board on top isn't smooth. I think this is the same for most skateboards, so you have that sort of rough grippiness, so it helps me to just really stay stable. I can notice that also the board is it's not flat, so it's curved this way. So I'm not sure how that's going to help me, but I guess I'll find out later when I'm riding on it. Because I can imagine that my feet is not going to rest fully on it, but I guess it does give me a lot of control if I want to shift it. From what I understand also, you can actually adjust these. You can actually adjust them to be a bit more flexible or to be a bit more rigid depending on the skill that you're going at. So, without further ado, I'm going to be taking this board out for a spin and then we're going to see how it performs in real life. Let's go. Alright, we're back actually from a spin. So, one thing I forgot to cover in the earlier video is that this thing comes with a remote. I think you guys probably have been thinking, how am I going to ride this thing? How am I going to power this thing? So, there's a transceiver that's actually inside the board and it connects with that. So, the remote is quite simple. I think this is probably, the board is very well built, but the remote is probably the one that's the least well built. I mean, just touching it, it's made of plastic largely. Even the buttons are plastic. So, from what I see, there's an on and off function at the side, Koowheel logo at the back. You have basically a forward and a backward. And so this one actually allows you to adjust the speed. So how much you press it is how fast it's going to accelerate until you hit max speed. And then you have a brake, a regenerative brake that actually charges up the board as you brake. It's not going to like recharge it to full, but it just helps you save a bit more energy. One thing that I felt was good about the brake is that it's not an emergency brake, it gradually slows down. Which also means that if you're going down a hill, you're going to still be rolling, just be slower. So do keep that in mind, how steep the slopes that you're going. You have a button down here which allows you to switch. Between whether the board is going to be pushing you, whether the wheels will be pushing you, or pulling you. So you can actually go forward and then go backwards. If I'm not wrong, the board goes up to, it can go up to 35, but I think that you can unlock like a boost mode from what I've read. So for those of you who have been thinking, can I like hack the board and make it go faster? You actually, if you press the power button, which is on this side, you press it 5 times, I think it unlocks like a boost mode and it allows it to go much faster. So on the other side, you have the charging port, which as I was riding, I felt was a bit dangerous because this thing can't stay there. It keeps popping up after a while. So, I mean, I do know that the board, in terms of the specs, is supposed to be water resistant and stuff to splashes and things. But I mean, that is a cause for worry. Before charging it, you might want to check that it's dry. Yeah. Battery life wise, this one is rated to go, I think, about 30 kilometers. So it really depends on how fast you're going. One thing I've heard from the guys at Koowheels is that when you hit 50% of your battery, the skateboard actually goes into like an eco mode where it cuts its speed by half. So you're going to be rolling at half the max speed until you kind of charge it back up to full. So I kind of wish that you could bypass that. I mean, I wouldn't mind going at full speed until I go flat, rather than you give me a 50% and then you tell me, oh, it's going to die soon. But actually, you're still 50% of the battery, so maybe it can come a bit later. But I'm sure this is just a programming issue that can be fixed. So that's pretty much the feedback I have on the Koowheel. So if you do want to take a look at this board is on loan with us at the HQ. So drop by our HQ at Tai Seng and you can test out the board by yourself and just see if you like it. I mean, see if it's something that you would use, because I really feel it's something that you have to really touch and feel and try, and then you fall in love with. That's it for the Koowheels. If you like our video, do like down here. If you have any comments about the board or anything, you can actually check our site. We have a lot of the specs there. But if you have other questions on usability and stuff, do comment below, and do subscribe to our channel here if you like what you're watching and you want to watch more. Thank you.